We are reading, today I'm reading from the book Prayers by Queen Kunti Shlokas. One by one, we'll go over all the shlokas. Kunti Uvacha, this is from the first canto, 8th chapter, 18th verse. Namaste Purusham Tvadyam, Ishwaram Prakriti Param, Alaksham Sarvabhutana, Mantarabhairavasthitam. Queen Kunti said, "O Krishna, Srimati Kunti said, O Krishna, I offer my obeisances unto you because you are the original personality and unaffected by qualities of material world. You are existing both within, without everything, yet you are invisible to all. मया जवनिकच्छग्नम् आज्ञाधोक्षजम् अव्ययं न लक्ष्यसे मूढादृशा नतो नात्यधरो यथा. Being beyond the range of limited sense perception, you are eternally irreproachable factor covered by curtain of deluding energy. You are invisible to the foolish observer, exactly as an actor dressed as a player is not recognized. तथा परमहंसानां मुनीनाम् अमलात्मनां भक्तियोगविधानार्थं कथं पश्येमहि स्त्रिया. You yourself descend to propagate the transcendental science of devotional service unto the hearts of advanced transcendentalists and mental speculators who are purified by being able to discriminate between matter and spirit. How then can we women know you perfectly? कृष्णाय वसुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Let me therefore offer my respectful obeisances unto the Lord who has become son of Vasudev, the pleasure of Devaki, the boy of Nanda, and other cowherd men of Vrindavan, and the enlivener of the cows and the senses. नमः पंकजनाभाय नमः पंकजमालिने नमः पंकजनेत्राय नमस्ते पंकजांग्रये. My respectful obeisances are unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with a depression like a lotus flower, always decorated with garlands of lotus flowers, and whose glance is cool as the lotus, and feet are engraved with lotuses. And Yatha Rishikesh Khalena Devaki Kamsena Rudha Tichiram Shucharpita Vimochitaham Cha Sahatmaja Vibho Tvayaiva Nathena Muhur Vipadaganatam. O Rishikesh, Master of Senses and Lord of Lords, you have released your mother Devaki, who was long imprisoned and distressed by the envious Kansa and me and my children from a series of constant dangers. विशान महाग्नि पुरुषाद दर्शनाद असद अब सभाया वनवाश कृच्छत वृधे वृधे नेक महारथास्त्रतो द्रौणी अस्त्र तश्चास्म हरे भीरक्षिता. My dear king, your lordship has protected us from a poison cake, great fire, from cannibals, from vicious assembly, from sufferings due to during our exile in the forest, and from the battle where great generals fought. And now you have saved us from the from the weapons. विपदा सन्तु ताः शाश्वत तत्र तत्र जगद्गुरो भवतो दर्शनाम यत्स्याद आपु Narbhava Darshanam. I wish all those calamities would happen again and again so that we could see you again. Again, for seeing you means that we will no longer see repeated births and deaths. Here she's saying, I wish that all those calamities happen again and again. It means they are okay to face any hardships. Not that they want those calamities again and again, but it means that if any hardships come, they will always see Krishna in that, His mercy in that. जन्मैश्वर्य श्रुत श्रीबीर इधमाना मद पुमान नैवार्हति अभिधातुं वै त्वामकिंचन गोचराम. Your lordship can easily be approached, but only by those who are materially exhausted. One who is on the path of material progress, trying to improve himself with respectable parentage, great opulence, high education, bodily beauty, cannot approach you with sincere feeling. नमो किंचन वित्ताय निवृत्त गुणवृत्तये आत्मा रामाय शांताय कैवल्यपतये नमः. My obeisances to you, who are the property of the materially impoverished, you have nothing to do with the actions and reactions of material modes of nature. You are self satisfied, and therefore you are the most gentle and master of the monas. मन्ये त्वां कालम् ईशानाम् अनादिनिधनां विभुं समं चरन्तं सर्वत्र भूतानां यन्मिथा कलि. My Lord, I consider your Lordship to be the eternal time, the supreme controller without beginning and end, all pervasive one. In distributing your mercy, you are equal to everyone. The dissensions between living beings are due to social intercourse. Navid kashchid bhagwansh त्वहे तवेहामानस्य नृणां विदम्बनं नगयस्य कश्चित् दयितोऽस्ति कर्हिचिद् द्वेष्यश्च यस्मिन् विषमा मतिर्नृणाम्. O Lord, no one can understand your transcendental pastimes which appear to be human and are so misleading. You have no specific object of favor, nor do you have any object of envy. People only imagine that you are partial. जन्मकर्म च विश्वात्मन् अज अजस्या कर्तुरात्मना तिर्यन्नषु यादशु तदत्यन्तविदम्बनम्. Of course, it is bewildering, O soul of the universe, that you work though you are inactive and that you take birth though you are the vital force and unborn. You yourself descend among animals, men, sages, and aquatics. Verily, this is bewildering. गोपी आददे त्वयि कृतागसि दाम तावद् याते दाशाश्रु कलिलाञ्जन सम्भ्रमाक्षम वक्त्रं निनिया भावनया स्थितस्य सा मां विमोहयति भीरपि यद् बिभेति. My dear Krishna, Yashoda took up a rope to bind you when you committed an offense, and your perturbed eyes overflowed with tears, which washed the mascara from your eyes. You were afraid, although fear personified is afraid of you. This sight is bewildering to me. केचिद् आहुर् अजं जातं पुण्यश्लोकस्य कीर्तये यदो प्रिय स्वान्ववायिमल Yasevak Chandanam. Some say that unborn is born for the glorification of pious kings, and others say he is born to please King Yadu. One of your dearest devotees, you appear in his family as sandalwood appears in Malay hills. अपरे वासुदेवस्य देवक्यां याचितोऽभ्यागात् अजस्त्वं यस्य अस्य क्षेमाय वधाय च सुरद्विषाम्. Others say that since both the Viveki was prayed for you, you have taken your birth as a son. You're unborn, yet you take birth for the welfare to kill those who are envious of demigods. Others say the world being overburdened like boat at sea is much aggrieved, and that Brahma, who is your son, prayed for you, so you have appeared to diminish the trouble. भावेऽस्मिन् क्लिश्यमानानाम् अविद्याकामकर्मभिः श्रवणस्मरणार्हाणि करिष्यान् इति केचन. And yet others say that you appear to rejuvenate the devotional service of hearing, remembering, worshipping, in order that conditioned souls suffering from material pangs might take advantage and gain liberation. Okay, Krishna, they also continuously hear, chant, repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in doing so. Certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death. You have executed all duties yourself, and though we are completely dependent on your mercy and have no one else to protect now, when all the kings are at enmity with us, are you leaving us today? As the name and fame of a particular body is finished with the disappearance of the spirit, similarly, if you do not look upon us, all our fame and activities along with Pandavas, Yadus will end at once. And she prays, O Gadadhar, a kingdom is now being marked with the impressions of your feet, and therefore it appears beautiful. But when you leave, it will no longer be so. Now all the cities, villages flourishing in all respects because the herbs, grains are in abundance. The trees are full of fruits. The rivers are flowing, the hills are full of minerals, and the oceans full of wealth. And this is all due to the glancing of yours over them. This is Kunti's prayer to Krishna. She is appreciating the Lord's mercy. O Lord of the universe, O personality of the form of the universe, please, therefore, sever my tie of affection for my kinsmen, Pandavas and Vrishnis. She's praying. She says that. Madhupati, O Lord of Madhu, the Ganges forever flows to the sea without hindrance, and she prays that her attraction be constantly drawn unto you without you being diverted to anyone else. And O friend of Arjuna, lastly she addresses him as um, Shri Krishna Sakha, Vrishni, Vrishabhavani Draga, Rajanya Vamsha, Dahana, Pavarga Virya, Govinda Godvija, Surarati, Haravatara, Yogeshwara, Killer, Guru, Bhagavan Namaste. O friend of Arjuna, O chief among the descendants of Krishna, you are destroyer of the political parties which are disturbing elements on the earth. You are promised never deteriorate. You are the proprietor of the transcendental abode and descend to relieve the distresses of the cows, brahmanas, and the devotees. You possess all mystic powers and you are the preceptor of the entire universe. You are the Almighty God, and I offer you my respectful obeisances. So, this is from the teachings of Queen Kunti. Here, she prays to the Lord, and we must learn from her that in spite of so much of the sufferings, she never forgot Lord in any of the situations of life. The she she's a tragic and heroic figure who emerges from an explosive era in the history of ancient India, and um, she how she this how miraculously she and her sons Pandavas were always saved by Lord because they were under the protection of Lord Krishna, and she was Lord Krishna's aunt. He had incarnated as son of her brother Vasudeva. And yet, despite this conventional tie with Lord, she fully understood his exalted and divine identity. She knew full well that he had descended from his abode in the spiritual world to rid the earth of demoniac military powers and re-establish righteousness. So, she is expressing gratitude to the Lord in her prayers and remembering all the times when the Lord saved her and her sons. And this is her spontaneous glorification of Lord Krishna and her disruption of the spiritual path are these are immortalized in the Bhagavad Puran, Srimad Bhagavatam, and these are sung, recited, and chanted by sages and philosophers for many, many years. And so let us also remember these teachings of Queen Kunti and walk along the path guided by these prayers to genuine wisdom and spiritual enlightenment. Hare Krishna.